So, for my second part of this is, last time we did this, I talked about a little series called Ultraman, which I declared to be convoluted and confusing, and a lot of comments got upset with me when I said that. I stand by it. Anyway, I said that...
Hashtag doubling down.
Doubling down. I stand by that opinion. I even more so after I watched. But anyway, so I was requested that I check out Ultraman Orb. And then I was watching Ultraman Orb, and that made me want to watch another one called Ultraman Geed. So I watched a few episodes of each because I was like, I really am enjoying Ultraman Orb. It's quite a bit simpler. Each of the episodes break, like, there's the characters, it's like you said, where it's like these shows live or die by their main characters. And so the main characters for this one are like a psychic group, and the Ultraman character is like deep and mysterious, and like, you're like, what's his deal? And he just kind of he's not on the Wikipedia article. He's described as a secondary character, which is very odd. But it's like usually like, yeah, there's like a mystery of like something extra normal or supernatural is happening, and it's usually being caused by a monster. And then Ultraman shows up and he stops him. And the gimmick this time is he's got cards that have the various Ultraman's powers on them, and he puts it in his thing, and then they merge together, and he becomes Ultraman Orb, and he fights monsters. And there's the evil guy he has a similar device, which allows him to summon the monsters. So he summons fused versions of the classic monsters, so the monsters get to be similar looking and vaguely iconic looking, but also still be different. And they have a history. They know each other. And this is where, like, the breakdown of Ultraman gets confusing for me, because, like, it's always confusing as, okay, so the Ultramen are their own deal, and when they fuse with the human, they like, exist in the human, and when they get summoned, they come out, like, they appear. But some of them are the Ultramen all the time, but they just happen to
Ultraman! Ultraman Tiga!
光の力お借りします。
フュージョンアップ。ウルトラマンオーブスペシウムゼペリオン。
have a human form. So their actual form is the actual Ultraman form, but they can walk around as a human in human form. And so, like, that's when I said, like, I think I said to you, sometimes it seems like this stuff has happened in other things off screen and other things that I didn't see. So Ultraman Orb has an origin series, which is like 14 episodes long, which explains that the guy who becomes Ultraman Orb is like an alien guy from another planet, and him and the evil guy were like lined up to become Ultraman Orb, but the light, or to become an Ultraman, but the light chose the one guy, and he's the one who became Ultraman Orb. And the reason why the bad guy is the bad guy is because he didn't get to become Ultraman.
Sounds petty.
Yeah. And I was like, this is pretty fun. And like I said, the episodes themselves are relatively simple, and the characters are really fun. The guy who's Ultraman Orb is really funny because he'll just like randomly show up, and the other characters are like, where did you come? How did you, what? But he's quite funny. But yeah, so then I made me want to watch Ultraman Geed. And Ultraman Geed is, so last time we talked about evil Ultraman. Well, there's a series where it turns out that evil Ultraman had a son who is somehow also human. And that son discovers evil Ultraman's spaceship, which gives him this device, which he uses capsules, which same deal. He combines the two of them, and the two powers combine, and he gets the powers of the two Ultraman, and it becomes Ultraman Geed.
You go! I go! Here we go! Fusion Light! 決めるぜ覚悟 Ultraman Geed! Please!
But what makes this fun? So this is a sequel to the movie where a series of movies where they beat evil Ultraman. And one of the characters from that, his name is Ultraman Zero. He shows up as a main character on this show, but he is injured. And part of the deal with Ultraman is they can, again, merge with humans to save their lives. So they always choose a good human who's doing something good but is about to die. So the character that Ultraman Zero chooses to merge with is like a real dork. Like, just like a real nerd. Like a really goofy nerd kind of character.
So like you.
Yeah, but like you know that I can't think of a good comparison, but you know that Japanese like style character. He's a real goofball.
Otaku.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know what the actual term is, but he's a real silly guy, basically. I guess like Tristan almost, or Joey, but just like a really silly guy. And so Kamen Rider, Ultraman Zero,
like a Big the Cat.
maybe, yeah. But Ultraman Zero merges with him to save his life. And so there are scenes where Ultraman Zero takes over his body. And he takes off his glasses and he becomes ultra confident. And like, so there's a bunch of scenes where he beats up like bad guys or whatever. Like, he sees this woman being mugged, so he stops to help save her. And just the flip flop between his personality was like, I was really enjoying it, and I really enjoy the character. There's kind of a solid mystery. I feel a little lost because I very definitely feel dropped in the middle of a story where I feel like if I had seen all those movies, I would understand way more of this. But Ultraman Geed himself is very funny, and it's very fun, and the action sequences are not bad. Ultraman Zero is very funny. I would totally finish this.
Okay.
Yeah, I
understand.
Maybe probably more than Orb. I'm kind of enjoying it more than Orb, but like I'm actually legit, like, this is really fun. I'm actually really enjoying this. Hey there, everybody. This is Endcard Justin here to say, yeah, I did it. I watched some Ultraman. I watched Ultraman Orb and Geed. I did it. And I quite enjoyed it. But let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Have you seen these shows? Let me know your thoughts. And in the meantime, if you want to see the full podcast that this video is from, you can click the box on the left. And that's going to take you to the full Tokusatsu episode. We talked about Ultraman, Metal Hero, and Kamen Rider. Or you can click the box on the right, and that's going to take you to a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy. Otherwise, hit subscribe if you haven't already, leave us a like if you could, and we will see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.